So welcome back to another Inventor tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to look at the loft function and look at how we can apply it. So let's jump on in and see where we end up. So the first thing we're going to do is start a 2D sketch. And we're going to start it on our vertical XY plane. Straight away we're going to put a circle, random size and position for the moment. We will use our constraints in a second to constrain it. So the first thing we're going to do is dimensionally constrain it. And then we will horizontally and vertically constrain it about the origin. So there's our two measurements, horizontal and vertical. We now change the measurements to be something more appropriate. So our diameter of our hole, or diameter of the circle, we'll set to 20 mil. And then we will set the horizontal dimension to 100 mil. And just zoom out, and then the vertical dimension to 50 mil. We'll need to put a horizontal line in as a construction line. So we'll just draw a horizontal line from the center, then we'll right click on it, and we can change it to a construction line just by clicking the button on the screen there. We can now do our rectangular array or pattern. So we're going to select the circle as our geometry. And then our direction 1 is our construction line. We're going to put 3 of these circles and we're going to separate them by 100 mil each. When you've got that, click OK. And then we'll finish the sketch. Just move around it a little bit so we can see it better. We now need to make one of our origin planes visible again. So we'll use our XY plane. And we'll turn on our visibility, and then we're going to offset another plane from here, and we'll offset it 150 mil, and then we're going to start a 2D sketch on this new work plane. Again, we're going to put a circle of random size and position, because we're going to dimensionally constrain the circle first. And we'll put in a measurement of 30 mil. Then we're going to dimension it from the origin to the center point of the circle. So that gives us our vertical measurement, and we'll set that to 50. And then we're going to vertically constrain the center of the circle to the origin. Once you're happy, finish the sketch. We can turn off the visibility of some of these work planes because we don't really need to use them now, so we'll just right click on them and turn the visibility off. And then we're going to start a complete new feature, which is our 3D sketch function. It's in the drop down of where you've got the 2D sketch, and you just start a 3-dimensional sketch. You don't get assigned a work plane for this because you're working in 3 dimensions. So straight away we're just going to come over and draw a line, and we're not putting any measurements in for this, so I'm just going to draw a line from the center coming out, and then coming straight out, straight down, and then I'll angle it into the center of the single circle on its own. Once I've done that, I'm going to bend the corners, and I'm going to bend them in. So it's basically like putting a radius on there. It's currently set at 5 mil. I'm going to go with 50 mil. So I'm going to come over, double click the actual constrainted measurement, and type in 50 mil. I think it's going to be a bit big. Yeah, it's a bit big. So I'll drop it down to 25mm. That looks alright. And then I'm going to bend in the other corner, again 25mm. This gives us a nice pattern to loft our circles through, or a path. So I'm going to come over, I'm going to select the loft function, and I get this pop up, and the first thing I'm going to do is select the drawing, the sketch, and then I'm going to select the object that I want to extrude. Then I'm going to come over in the sections, I'm going to click to add, and I'm going to add the single circle extrusion on its own. I then need to now look at our rails. We got several options for rails. The three options are just a normal traditional rail, a centerline rail, and an area loft rail. We want our centerline rail, and then once we'll come over and we'll select the path or the rail that it's going to follow. Just left click it, and it's straight away you can see it's got this sort of translucent green, which is showing it can actually achieve the object. So click OK. We then need to turn on our visibility of our sketches again. So you need sketch 1 and sketch 2 on again, and we will now draw another 3D sketch, again using a line function. We'll come straight out of the center of the circle. We'll then go straight down, doesn't matter about the size or any practicing, so, and then we'll just straight into the center of the single circle on its own. Again we're going to bend in these 90 or hard edges. So 2 15mm radius corners, and we'll finish the sketch. Loft again, select the sketch, then we're going to select the extrusion, and then we'll come down and we'll click to add in the section box, this box here, add in the highlighted circle on its own, and then we're going to select the center rail again, and then we're going to select the rail itself, and there you go, it's gone translucent. We also need to make sure that we're joining the objects together. You've got the same functions that you have with your extrusion, so you join and you subtract and new solid, but we'll just join it together. Then we're going to do exactly the same. Start a 3D sketch, draw a line from the center out, then we're going to come down, and then we're going to join it to the center point of the single circle. Again we're bending it in, again 30mm radius, and once we're happy we're going to finish the sketch. We'll then again loft, same process, select the drawing, sketch, then the extrusion, then we're going to click to add another section, single circle on its own, center line, path, and then we'll select the sketch itself, the path itself. Click OK, and there we have our model done. We're just going to now, using our shell command, we're going to shell out the inside of all of these tubes. So we'll select the three faces on one side and the single face on the other. Leave it at a 1mm thickness and click OK, and it's now shelled out these three tubes which are joined at the end. Now hopefully with a bit of imagination you can use and apply this process to a whole load of things, from conduit to HVAC to exhaust manifolds, air intake manifolds, all sorts of different types of functions. Just to pretty it up, we'll put some radiuses here where the join is. 10mm is a bit big, it's not working, so I'll drop it down to 6mm. That looks better. Click apply, click cancel, and there we have it. That is our loft function with multiple lofts joined together, along various different paths. So thank you for watching. Hope that was useful for you, and we'll see you again in another video.